Hello guys, it is a beautiful morning that I have to thank God because He has just given us an opportunity of seeing another day. So today we are going to learn about animal breeds that we have in this farm. Not only animal breeds but also different types of animals that we have in this farm. Yeah, as you can see, every other operation is ongoing. Let me show you the operations that are ongoing here. We can see milking in progress where Mr. Steven is giving instruction. I can show you an overview of the animal. Yeah, this is a Fleckvieh. This is that is Arcana. Then we see this is a Holstein-Friesian animal. Then we can see feeding is ongoing here. This is feeding ongoing. Mr. Cleophas is feeding animals. Then this one is a Friesian. This is a Friesian. This is a Friesian here. This is a Holstein-Friesian here. This is a Holstein-Friesian. Then this we have a Fleckvieh sleeping. Then we have an Ayrshire there sleeping. Yeah. Seen different breeds of animals that we have here. These are breeds of cattle. So I'll just dive into one by one, telling you the characteristics and the entire thing so that we can really appreciate about these types of breed. I'll tell you about the characteristics, how they can adapt, the milk production and the entire thing. After that, we can really appreciate about this animal, and so that even it can motivate you when you want to raise these kind of animals for in your farm. You can select wisely and well. Yeah, remember I told you guys, this is the farm that produces an average of 30 plus liters of milk daily. So that means all these, you see all these animals, when you do milking, then you add the total milk per day, then you divide by the number of animals here, they will give you actually an average of 30 liters. That means that we have here animals that produce more than 50 liters. We have animals that produce less than 30. Mostly for less than 30, that means these animals are almost going to drying. Yeah. So let me just start with the animal that we have here, and I'll start with an animal that we call Adaline, which is an Ayrshire here. Then we go to Arcana, which is a Fleckvieh. Then I select one of the Friesian. Then we conclude with the Friesian. Then I'll take you to the Brahman. We have an animal here called Brahman, but it is a bull. But I'll have to show you how it looks like so that we can really appreciate about the animal breeds. Yeah, let's dive in and we proceed learning more and more. Guys, I'll start with this Ayrshire. You can see this is a medium-sized Ayrshire. It is not big enough. Yeah, this animal is called Adaline. Yeah? Remember I told you guys that this animal is the most disturbing animals. Yeah, you can see it here, but once it is out of here, yeah, you can see when it is mounting other animal. Yeah, this animal is now around 5 months pregnant since I left, because actually we had a pregnancy diagnosis where it was confirmed that it was pregnant. So for this animal, yeah, now we are going to talk about this kind of an animal that I've told you it is an Ayrshire. You can now look the body condition, the how it is built. Yeah, you can really appreciate. Yeah, this animal gives us around 32 liters of milk. This animal here. So the origin of Ayrshire, they came from Scotland, and they are a very good dairy breed, and you can get that they are red white. As you can see, this animal is red white in color. Then in some other animals, you can get that red varies from light to dark mahogany. Yeah, there are some Ayrshire's that you can see their color, it is like it is fading. So in terms of characteristics here, I'm going to handle something about milk production. It is known of producing high quality milk with moderate butterfat content, which is around 4%, and protein content. Yeah, if you want an animal with a good butterfat content, yeah, you can have this type of an animal. In terms of adaptability, it is very hardy, and it can adapt to various climatic terrains. And like this one I told you, in terms of size, you can get a medium size like this one, where like this one weighs around exactly around 300 kgs, 280 to 300 kgs, so it is not that much big, yeah. But these kind of animals can weigh up to around 450 to 600 kgs, yeah, depending on the depending on the genetic makeup. In terms of temperament, generally docile but can be more alert or aggressive compared to other dairy breeds. The way I told you, this animal is notorious. You can get disturbing these other animals, but when it comes to people, it does not even, actually it fears people, yeah, and it's somehow friendlier. Other traits of this animal include, you can see the way it has strong udder and strong legs, yeah. When you look at those legs, you can see the way they are very strong, and strong udder and feet, yeah. Feet, we are talking about those legs down there, that is the feet. And actually in this type of animal you can milk for a longer duration, eh? So this means this animal suits best for dairy production in moderate to cool climate, yeah. The cool climate is where we have maybe coldness and the entire thing, yeah. So this type of an animal, it is facing me here, face the camera. This is Adeline. I was explaining about Adeline. So this is the only Ayrshire we have in this farm, yeah. This is the Ayrshire that we have here, and there it is. Now that's all about Ayrshire. Let me dive in another breed of an animal now. Now guys, I'm going to talk to you about an animal that we call Fleckvieh, yeah. It looks like a male, it looks like a bull. The origin is Germany, and people call it a dual purpose, yeah. Other people talk about saying that this is a very good breed for meat, yeah. Let me show you one of the Fleckviehs here. Let me show you. This is the Fleckvieh that I'm talking about. This animal, look the way it is very big. Look the way the body is composed. Remember I told you this Fleckvieh, yeah? The origin is from Germany and Austria, yeah. It is a dual purpose breed, yeah. It can be for meat and it can be for milk. Like this Arcana gives us around 42 liters, yeah. 42 liters of milk, yeah. So I'm going to talk about the colors, because we can have red and white patches often with fleckless, hence the name, yeah. So this means like this is black and white face Fleckvieh. I don't know this color of Fleckvieh. I don't know this color. Maybe somebody can tell me about this color. This is still a Fleckvieh. We have another Fleckvieh here. This is another Fleckvieh here, but this is a Fleckvieh cross, eh? You can see this Fleckvieh. Then we have other Fleckviehs there are the farthest, yeah. Another one is there sleeping, what you can see with a white head, yeah. So we are now talking about this Fleckvieh most specifically, yeah. In terms of milk production, I've just told you that this animal produces a lot of milk, yeah, which it has high milk yield and good butter fat content, like 3.5 to 4.2, yeah. It is above Friesians, but it is lower than the Ayrshires, yeah. In terms of meat production, yeah, excellent carcass, yeah. You can see the way this animal looks like, yeah. If imagine that this is just meat, eh? Look at it, eh? Just imagine this is meat from this, eh? Look the way it looks like, yeah. Getting this animal, it is very good in milk, in meat. So in terms of size, they are large framed, eh? Like this one is almost 800 kgs, eh? And bulls can weigh up to 1,200 kgs. In terms of temperament, they are very calm. Like this animal, you can see it is very calm. It is very strong but very calm. So it means that it can be managed well. In terms of fertility and longevity, it means that it is highly fertile, yeah, because this animal has calved here 2 times and we have never missed. Just one insemination and there it is, with strong calves, I'll go show you the calves that we have here, so that even you can check out my clip on feeding calves, yeah. You can see Fleckvieh calf and the entire thing, and actually you can really appreciate, yeah. So this type of animal, it's best fit for mixed farming system where both milk and beef are important. Animal for beef and milk, you can have Fleckvieh, yeah. Let me now go show you where we can see those ones, yes, and you can really appreciate, yeah. Guys, I'm going to talk now about Friesian, and I have to select an animal here. Let me show you this animal. It's called Githunguri. Yeah? Oh, this is Githunguri. You can see this is Githunguri. You can really appreciate this animal. So when I talk about Friesian, this is what I mean. Yeah, the origin of Friesian came from UK, and through this animal is the one which was developed from Holstein-Friesian. And this is a dual purpose breed, mainly for dairy and some meat. So that means it can be for meat and it can be dairy. So in this type of breed, so for Friesian you can even have its color, it can be black and white. Sometimes you can get red and white. Yeah, the red and white breed is the one people usually call them the red Friesian. Yeah, one of the fine days when I get a red Friesian, I'll show you how the red Friesians look like. Remember, when I'm talking about red Friesian, it is totally red in color. Actually, it is very red in color, and apart from red in color, you can see it is a shouting red color. Then you can see some white patches. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the characteristic where I'm going to talk about milk production. Yeah. This is a high milk yield, though slightly less than Holstein. Yeah. Remember, I told you we have Friesian, then I'll talk about Holstein-Friesian. Yeah. So when you talk about Friesian, this is the Friesian. So it is now producing. It produces a lot of milk, but actually it is less than the Holstein-Friesian. So that means it has with a better solid. It has better solids like protein and fat, which is very appreciable. But remember, when I'm talking about these proteins, yeah, it is less than that of Ayrshire. Yeah. In terms of butter fat content and protein in their milk, it is less than the Ayrshire one. So in terms of body structure, more robust and muscular than Holstein. Yeah? Stronger body. You can see the way that those legs are very strong. Eh? And in terms of body, actually how the body is compacted, yeah, you can really appreciate this kind of an animal. Yeah, very strong. Yeah. In terms of size, it is medium to large. You can get, like this one weighs around 500 kgs. You can get others weighing up to 650 kg. And in terms of longevity, that means it has a longer productive life, fewer than calving problem. Yeah, I think that is just self-explanatory. In terms of efficiency, it is efficient grazer because you can see when it is grazing very well and perform well where pasture-based system. Yeah, so this you can even graze it in the field. It can graze very well, it can feed on pasture very well. Actually it eats very well, and we can really appreciate something about the Friesian animal. Yeah, like this around 40 liters of milk. Yeah, this is now the real Friesian. Yeah, just have a look at it. Yeah, see, look the way it is feeding well. Yeah, this is Githunguri. This is Githunguri. Yeah, that is Githunguri. Going to another animal that we call now the Holstein-Friesian. Yeah, for Holstein-Friesian, I have to now choose Fleckvieh. Yeah, let me show you where Fleckvieh is. Yeah, there is Fleckvieh. This is the Holstein-Friesian that I'm talking about. Let me pass here. Now this is the Holstein-Friesian. Yeah, remember I told you the history about this Holstein-Friesian. This is Fleckvieh. There is a time it gave us twins, yeah, and one of it was dead. And I told you the reason why it died, yeah? Because we were not aware that it was supposed to calve twins. So after calving, the kid actually died because after one was out, the other one remained inside. After some times, it pushed the other one out. So with that, people are not aware about it, so that it died there. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about this Holstein-Friesian. Look the way it is very big. Yeah. This animal is extremely big. Yeah? Very big. Yeah? Just look at it. Look at its legs. Yeah? So I'm going to tell you the origin. Yeah. This kind of animal originated from Netherlands. Yeah. And it has a black and white markings. You can see now it is black with white markings the way you can see, but in some scenarios you can get that this Holstein can be white with black markings. And in terms of milk production, this is the highest producing breed in the world, but with lower butter content as compared to Friesian, as compared to other types of breed of animals. So that means, yeah, it has around 3.5 to 3.7% of protein, and that large framed. Yeah, the way you can look at it, it is large framed. Look at this animal here coming. Go back. Go back. You need a video. Go back. Yeah, that animal is being milked. So it had just come out, just returning it, and we were talking about this one. So this is the way we were talking about large framed, and like this animal weighs around 750 to 800 kgs. Look the way big it is. And remember one thing about this animal is very sensitive to drugs. I remember one day a vet came, injected a drug on it, and actually this animal fell down, started to tremor and the entire thing. So they had to inject something to bring it back to normality, yeah, which is something like an antihistamine. So it was back, and now it is surviving. Yeah, very good animal. So even us, we fear handling this animal. Yeah, in terms of efficacy, the efficiency which we talk about, high feed to milk conversion suited for intensive dairy system. The way you can see, it is under intensive dairy system. In terms of reproduction, it has lower fertility rates compared to the traditional breeds. Yeah. So what do I mean by lower fertility rate? Me saying about lower fertility rate, it means that in sometimes, think that this kind of an animal, you can get challenges. Yeah. Either it can you can miss, or sometimes, okay. Remember, I explained something about fertility rate. You can just get it in one of my video where I'm explaining why heifers has high fertility as compared to animals that have calved down like this, like around the fourth time here. So that means the way it is continuing calving down, the fertility rate reduces. Another thing about these big animals, is about lifespan. It has a shorter productive lifespan but very high early lactation yield. So that means if you have this kind of an animal, you have to think about maybe giving you around six calves, then you just remove it from this your farm, to avoid other complications or other things. Now I'm going to handle another breed of animal that we call Brahman. I'm going to show you a Brahman, but in this farm we have a bull, so I'll show you that bull. So you have to know how this Fleckvieh, how this Holstein looks like. This is the Holstein, and this now the Friesian. You can look the difference. This is the Friesian, and this is the Holstein. You can now differentiate it very well. Guys, let's go to the Brahman, then I tell you how Brahmans look like. Guys, we are now just going to talk about Brahman. I can show you where we have a Brahman here. This is the Brahman bull here. You can really appreciate this. Look the way it looks like. Look at the ears, the way big they are. This legend is just disturbing me here. It needs that we fight. Look at the way it is legend. Now, legend, I'll beat you up. Look at this legend. It's like playing. This is the bull that we were talking about. Take it from here so that we can talk about this Brahman breed. This is the Brahman. Let us look at it. Origin of this is USA, but developed from Indian Zebu. Now the origin, it came from USA but developed from Indian Zebu. So like this one, we have this one. You can really appreciate this. So for this, you can look at the type. This is a beef animal, also used for crossbreeding for hardiness. Because the reason why we have this animal here is just for crossbreeding for hardiness. We brought it, now it is now 8 months old, but you can look the way it is very big. So the reason for us bringing it here is just for crossbreeding. And for this, it is red in color, but you can get some of them can be gray, others red, others like brown, others loose skin and have over the soldier. You can see the way it has loose skin. You see the way it has loose skin. And actually it eats just a small amount of feed. So in terms of heat and parasitic tolerance, They're extremely heat tolerant. It means they can survive in hot climates, resistant to tick and diseases. So like ECF, this kind of animal can resist that type of a disease very well, and other tick-borne diseases like anaplasmosis. Just look at this animal. In terms of temperamental, this animal is very alert, but can be temperamental or aggressive is not handled well. You can see there is a clip that I'll have about specifically this type of breed. I'll tell you how this animal behaved when it came here. Nowadays, at least, it has adapted, but initially it was giving us a lot of problem. We couldn't even handle it. It used to give us side kicks, from left to right, from any angle. You put it there, it rushes to here, you disturb you the whole day. Actually, every other individual here fears this animal. Another thing is about size. This animal can weigh up to around 1,100 for bulls. These bulls, so we expect to have that average weight. And in terms of meat quality, means it has lower marbling compared to European breed, but good healed. So in terms of hardiness, thrive in tropical, subtropical, in hot climates, and it is under poor forage condition. Remember I told you that this animal does not eat that much. So we really appreciate this type of this animal. In terms of where it sweets best, it means that it can sweet best in arid and tropical regions. Excellent for crossbreeding with the breeds like Aberdeen. Know about the indigenous, like the Aberdeen, Angus, and the other breeds of animal. So that's about animal breed. You can see that bull is a Holstein-Friesian. I told you you can have Holstein-Friesian with white but black markings like that bull there, Legend. Then we can see even these other breeds here. These all breed. Cleaning is in progress. You can really appreciate this, how people are just dedicated here. Most of these animals are in calf. When I say about in calf, that means they are almost giving birth. They are heavier. They are pregnant. That's it about cattle breed. I really appreciate for your time. Remember to subscribe to Lumumba Junior so that you can get educated. Thank you guys. Goodbye.